to put the real young lady, who had just been brought home, in her place. The second brother suddenly picked up his chopsticks and stabbed at the maid who had accidentally spilled water. But he never expected that in the critical moment, the girl would grab his hand without hesitation, leaving the chopsticks suspended in midair, not moving an inch. Unable to exert any strength, the second brother had no choice but to give up. However, the eldest brother took the opportunity to scold the girl for being uncivilized since she was from the countryside, and suggested to their father that the recognition banquet be postponed to avoid the girl embarrassing the family. As he spoke, he also mocked that the girl's exam scores were not even half of the fake young lady's. Yet in the next second, he watched as the girl bent a spoon with one hand. The entire family was instantly stunned by her warning gesture, unable to understand how a girl from the countryside could be so strong. Little did they know that the girl had grown up in Villain Village, where everyone was highly skilled in martial arts. Those who grew up in the village also had to contribute to it, and the girl was responsible for building the village's ancestral hall. To do this, she often robbed money from criminal gangs, but she was still far from having enough funds to complete the hall. Unexpectedly, on this day, her biological parents sent someone to find her. Learning that they were a wealthy family with billions in assets, the girl immediately agreed to go home happily. But as soon as she entered the house, her adoptive sister pretended to kneel before her, claiming she wanted to give the position of wealthy young lady back to her. The girl saw through her pretense of being pitiful to gain sympathy at a glance, so she raised her hand and slapped her hard, then immediately drove her out of the house. The biased second brother, seeing his adoptive sister being wronged, threw a punch at the girl, but was quickly grabbed and thrown over her shoulder in a countermove. Because of this, the family grew even more disgusted with the girl, and even joined forces to make things difficult for her repeatedly. Little did they know that the girl didn't care at all what they thought of her. She had only returned home to claim her rightful share of the property, but she never expected that at her recognition banquet, the family would announce that she and her adoptive sister were twins, wanting the adoptive sister to also get a share of the inheritance. The two brothers even quietly told the adoptive sister that she would always be their only sister. Little did they know that the girl had overheard the entire conversation, so she directly called all the guests over to witness the two brothers' scheme. When the two brothers realized their plan had been exposed, they were instantly both embarrassed and furious. Egged on by the adoptive sister, they turned around, gathered some men, and ambushed the girl in the parking lot, intending to teach her a lesson. But the men they brought were no match for the girl. She knocked them all to the ground with a few punches and kicks. The second brother tried to sneak attack her with a steel bar, but the girl snatched it away and bent it effortlessly, then kicked him to the ground as well. Next, the girl took out a small knife and walked toward her adoptive sister, the mastermind behind everything. But just then, their parents arrived after hearing the commotion. Seeing this, the adoptive sister immediately began to falsely accuse the girl of hiring thugs to beat her. Enraged by her words, the parents drove the girl out of the house. The girl tried to explain that they had tricked her into coming there, but the eldest brother, knowing there were no surveillance cameras in the parking lot, arrogantly told her to produce evidence if she could. Yet in the next second, the girl pulled out the video she had just recorded.